My reason for running for president is pretty simple. Like you, I love my country. I have been blessed. I'm concerned about the direction that we're going in. There are going to be decisions made on this next president's watch that's going to determine the future of this country and the future of those kids and my kids and grandkids for a long time to come. And we're going to have to make some right decisions. And I'm determined that we come out of this more united and stronger and more prosperous than we went into it. And that's why I'm running for president of the United States. We live in a world that is watching the proliferation of weapons of mass destruction all around the world. Small amounts of dangerous material can get in the hands of our absolute worst enemies, and they're trying mightily to get it into their hands. We are up against an enemy in Islamic radicalism that plays by no rules and shows no mercy to anyone. They threaten everything that we hold dear. Now, we're concentrated on Iraq as well we should be, but my friends, Iraq is a part of the problem. Iraq is not the problem. This global war is going to be with us long after Iraq is in our rearview mirror, and we need to understand that. We need to understand that in terms of our allocation of resources. We need to understand that in the need for national unity in this time that we're living in right now. The most dangerous thing that can happen to this nation is a demonstration of weakness to the outside world, or a demonstration of disunity. We have to demonstrate to friends and foes alike that we are determined and united as an American people to do whatever is necessary to prevail not only in Iraq, but in the broader global war in this country. We have got the most outstanding fighting people in the history of the world. When I go and talk to the ones that have come back, wounded grievously, many of them, their major concern, most of them, is trying to get back with the guys they left. It's amazing to me. I always go in, not really, feeling real up about what I'm going to be seeing and things like that, and I wind up uplifted. I only hope that the will and determination and the courage of the American people can match the will and determination and courage of these people that we see coming back. We can never let see. As Commander-in-Chief, the thing that I would go to bed with every night and wake up with every morning is making sure as best I could that those sacrifices and the sacrifices of those families would not be made in vain. Back home, the politicians have been pretty busy. Mostly busy spending the birthright of future generations. Now, we're going to be working our way through the Social Security surplus before very long. We haven't spent that. Then the retirement of the baby boomers on the next president's watch, and it's going to go up and up. Basically, good news, we're living longer, thank goodness. People talk about our medical system, it needs some improvement and needs to be cheaper, but it's the best in the world, and we're seeing the results of it. But we got to do some common sense things as a result of it, because deficits are going to absolutely skyrocket and bankrupt this country on our current path. Every expert in Washington and outside of Washington, conservative or liberal, says that this is unsustainable, the economic path that we're on. We got to do something better. I wonder what our little kids and our grandkids and those yet to be born would say if they had a seat at the table while all this was happening. I wonder what they'd say to us. I wonder what they'd say about us. We need to send a message to Washington that we're better than that, we're better than this, and you can do that by electing a president who will blow the whistle on this outrage, when he's up there. And I will do that. There are other issues, and I want to spend a little time here talking about whatever you want to talk about, and I'll finish here in just a minute. But time will not give us the latitude in discussing everything that's on anybody's mind tonight, but I'll talk to you about the underlying principle. You need to know a man who's asking you to do what I'm asking you to do and support me for this particular position, to know the thing by which you'll measure all things, because there'll be issues that we can't foresee right now on the next president's watch. I have the same common sense conservative views I had in 1994 when I got in my truck and over around the state and talked to folks. You know, and I would talk to them about the fact that unlike some at that time and some still at this time, I believe the Second Amendment means what it says and protects people's rights. I believe in right to life. I believe in lower taxes. I believe in less government regulation that stifles growth and creativity. I believe in free markets and free people and a government that is limited according to the delineated powers given it in the Constitution. But a government is strong enough to protect us and competent enough to do basic things that a government is supposed to be doing. And all those things are based on underlying principles found in the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution and the wisdom of the ages. And the idea that in this changing world there's some things that don't change, that have been true from the very beginning and are still true. And when the Declaration says that our basic rights come from God, not from government, when the Constitution points out we are a government where power is separated not only at the federal level, between the federal and the state level, and not every solution to every problem has a federal solution under the Constitution of the United States. These are things that I have campaigned on ever since I've been in public life. The 2 elections I won in Tennessee. They gave us a mandate after those elections. We were kind of coming back. We were kind of down in '94, if you remember. We'd been whipped pretty good. We surprised everybody. We came back. We had really a political revolution in that country this time. But we're kind of down right now. But I want to tell you, if we'll stick to those same principles, I don't care what the pundits say this year, we'll win next year if we stick to those principles. And that's what this is all about. That's all that it's about, plain and simple. It has to do with the strength, the prosperity, and the unity of this country. It's always been there in times of trouble, and it'll be there again. And the better angel, as Abraham Lincoln would say, of our natures, will once again come to the fore, as Americans have always done. And we'll tackle this together and hitch up our belts and do the right thing. Remember, we've got more in common than divides us, and come out the other end wiser and stronger and more united as a people. I think we can do that. I know we can do something good for America. Thank you very much for considering helping me to reach that effort. Thank you very much. That gentleman here was first, I think. Yes, sir. What do I think about abortion? Let me start with my record. My record is 8 years in the Senate was 100% record against abortion or anything related to it. We had the so-called partial birth abortion bill, which one Democratic senator correctly called more like infanticide. We had federal funding for abortion issues. We had cloning issues. We had all different kinds of issues, and that was my record. As I say, I've got a little, I know that probably surprising, and sometimes the Lord blesses you in ways that you don't fully expect. But I got a 4-year-old back there and a 10-month-old.